My PlayStation 1 nostalgia really hits me here. The type of music, the graphic design, the UI, the unforgiving goddamn enemies! Eclipse Breaker is an old school looking action roguelite, which sees us follow the journey of a recently awakened redhead who fights her way through multiple levels in a turn-based, yet reaction-heavy combat style on the search of retaking the sun for the remaining humans from a goddess with a harsh fighting style. So join me while we see if Eclipse Breaker is a real fun or a refund before I can tell you to like and subscribe. Damn it, I did it again! Summing up this title is simple. We jump into 4 different elemental levels, face off against numerous enemies, which attack us in turn with blockable attacks or skills we have to avoid via dodging. With 4 different possible actions on our part, we recharge stamina to perform the next attack. Split into melee hits, we can enhance via a reaction-based trigger system or magic skills, which effects vary depending on what spirit companion we pick. Amber, the main character, encounters a handful of helpful allies, which can accompany her one at a time into runs with numerous temporary enhancements waiting as rewards from battles, while other resources can be farmed as well to enhance Amber's power in the base through a complex looking talent tree or upgrade the skills through the ghostly companions. With numerous options to choose from and a clever upgrading system during the runs, we simply grow stronger, work our way through the tough boss fights to face off against Goddess Solara, which allegedly took the sun from humanity. The main attraction, next to the many story beats we get through dialogue scenes, is the combat design of the game. Armed with a sword, Amber charges into battle with 4 abilities: an attack, a magical hit, a special charge skill, and her ultimate ability. Only the ultimate ability changes with the choice of companion, with one seeing us spin with a large axe or another sees us shoot spears from a machine gun. To charge up the ultimate ability, we have to utilize the 3 other skills, hitting enemies with additional damage coming from attacks in the back and by hitting a key when a white light flashes. The reaction-focused combat style gets enhanced by the enemy's actions, which we need to dodge, block, or at the right moment, even parry, which can lead to different results, again depending on our chosen companion. Freely moving around the battlefield and placing ourselves in the right position helps us defeat our enemies quicker, while each floor rewards us either with currencies we can use in the base, obtain items which provide us with great combat upgrades, or sees us gain prima orbs we can slot into those items to enhance specific actions with elemental properties. A fire prima attached to our attack, for example, sees each use of this action deal consistent fire damage to the hit enemy, while a lightning prima leaves a debuff called charge, which deals a ton of damage at once after a certain amount of time, depending on how much damage the enemy received during the debuff time. The 4 elements can work in unison, and through elemental items we further can impact their effectiveness, which can result in devastating combos, especially near the end of a run. The simple yet reaction-heavy combat style, paired with the at first complex upgrading system, allows for a ton of customization and variety, which further gets beefed up in the base. Once we either beat Solara or meet our maker during a run, we respawn in the base, taking on a few dialogue scenes with the helpful remaining humans and the spirits we can summon with a currency we obtain after each boss fight. Once a ghost is unlocked, the boss tokens can be further used for augmentations we can slot to our actions. One, for example, sees Amber switching her main attack weapon from a sword to a spear, throwing it across the whole map and even through enemies, so position is key with this augmentation. Another one sees our magic skill hit in a large radius, which can be combined with Ristia, applying hacks to any target hit with magic, which enhances the next damaging skill. Combine this with the special ability seeing Amber charge through enemies, and the health bars of our opponents drop very quickly. Apart from the spirit augments, we can further enhance Amber in the talent grid, seeing her spend coins to unlock nodes with a larger stamina regeneration, higher trigger damage, and more options to choose from. We can only use a maximum amount of nodes for each run, and depending on our choice of spirit, we are constantly switching the setup, since some are more trigger focused while others require more power in the magic department. Further enhancements can be found in the large ability nodes, which can increase our received resources, applying an additional debuff to our enemies when we use magic, or even give us a second life when we would meet our maker, which is especially helpful in the boss fights, which leads me to my biggest gripe of the game. The battle system is well thought out, with crazy combinations due to the items and prima we can find, which all culminates in a great combat design. But there is one issue I have with the game, being the visibility. While the normal enemies each have one attack pattern we can easily perfect, the bosses on the other hand have much more skills, which are quickly performed and often cannot be blocked. With a red indicator shown on the floor, it should be apparent which attacks we need to dodge. But in the later stages, the room is getting filled with more and more visual effects, and the flashiness of our own attacks is not helping in the slightest. This, combined with the largeness of some bosses, saw me often run into attacks I could have avoided with a better visibility, which could have become incredibly frustrating. But, to be fair, the other parts of the game are just so damn good that I immediately started a new run. Taking all those positives and the one negative into account, we hit our clever device to see the result. Woo! And would you agree with that verdict? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget the thing you wanted to remember, the time when you said you shouldn't forget this.